Someone's there.
Oh, good God. Who left the door open again?
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, boss man, the CG is over with. They shut that damn thing
no
down.
Warning. No nothing.
Yep. I lost 11,000 tons of data because it didn't count it, but they took it.
Frontier effectively stole 500 mil from me.
No, they didn't, because you just didn't. What he's saying is they didn't. Wait a minute, Phil. What he's trying to say is, instead of giving him warning, so he could have made one more trip, they didn't. So therefore, he got knocked out of the top 10% by 300 tons. So he lost out on the 1,140,000,000. He only got 900, 600?
600 and something.
But it's like I told him, I'd rather have had that happen than lose 11,000 pieces of data.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I wrote him and I told him, I'm not too impressed with your bullshit here. I said, it sucks. It blows mothballs like your Odyssey does. Oh. And boss man, I am the proud owner of a freaking carrier. Yeah, I'm up here in HIP something or other. HIP 76521 ring A2 ring mining Tritium. He found. Chris here found us a planet here to mine. It's a triple hotspot Tritium, and it's pretty damn good. So, anyways, what you got planned for tonight? Data. Need more input.
Yeah, I had to refill mine as well.
That's what I'm doing. Going around in circles. At least this time, the data will stay in my inventory.
I don't know. I wouldn't be too sure about that. We're dealing with elite now. But anyways, my carrier costs me $1 billion because I made 4 from the first CG and $1 billion from the second CG, so that's $5 billion. So, and then I put $1 billion in the carrier. Yeah. Forgot I almost had a mine.
I was the first to land on it.
He was like, ooh, look at that. It's like, it's a carrier.
I literally see it appear before you did, didn't I?
Lynn hasn't painted it yet, though.
I'm leaving it that color.
I quite like that colour, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that colour's okay.
Little flashes of orange in it.
Yeah.
It's like a wine red and an autumn orange and beige.
Mm.
I know there's a waste of paint on it.
Oh, I'm nearly there. Another layer.
I better get this.
Oh, I thought you already did. I'm sorry.
Oh, I haven't even done the intro yet.
I apologize for hugging you.
Come on.
All right. Hello again. This is Trice Majestus with an echo in the background. We're back. The community goals are over, and it's time to go refill our data reserves. And with that, let's get moving. And I got to do something about this eye tracking. I'm not sure what the heck is going nutty here.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I should turn the gaze tracker on and see what the heck is where it thinks I'm looking. All right, gaze trace on.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
What's that?
You're going around in circles so much you're cross-eyed now.
Oh, that could be. And it's just like flying in circles on the screen here.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what you've been doing the last 4 or 5 days, flying around in circles and you turn?
Great. Try your best to look just straight and use your mouse or stick, whatever you use for that to be, to turn.
No, it's just fine. All right, so it's elite.
Instead of your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a surprise.
What isn't elite?
All right, so that moves that way, that moves that way. No, this has just become unusable. Thank you, Elite.
No problem, Commander. We'll fix it on the next hot patch. Coming to your town soon.
Yeah, that nebula soon. All right, we'll turn the gaze tracker off because the eye tracking thinks I'm doing things correctly, but Elite is jumping all over the place. So, we will just disable that completely and work without it for a little bit. I hate that, though. All right, galaxy map. Galaxy map.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
On a positive note,
Yeah.
I did. I went to sign up for my COVID vaccine today.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd that go?
It said there's an available one right now in 10 minutes and in an hour. So I took the one that was an hour later, and I've had my vaccine.
One.
Okay.
You still gotta have the second one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, all right, or a little bit groggy, or
Groggy is
totally fine?
Well, I won't say entirely fine. Like most of the time when I get a vaccine, my arm's a little
You're sore. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah. Now, which orbital was the...
Orbital what?
Oh, it was on Ito Gateway.
Yeah.
I got to go to Ito Gateway and pick up my reward.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what how much you had left. How much? Yeah.
Top 25%.
Yeah. I figured you'd drop down to that.
No, that's where I was
So you
at.
got six.
That's what I had this one.
So you got 600 million.
I have
640 or something.
Yeah.
I had just over 11,000. The bottom end came up to just under 11,000. So I put it in just the right place 2 nights ago.
And I put in 20, just over 20,000 it was. And that was quite a lot of data. But I put it from a few other bins. That was, and I used it from a Vegeta, that modifier.
Yeah.
But I soon learned not to do that. I just used the Jameson ones after that.
Oh yeah. Word of advice to all you commanders in here about Mr. Chris here. He will get you blowed up.
I think that's elite. Elite has booby trapped it for team.
Yeah.
Play. Because every time
Yeah.
I've gone there by myself, it was alright. I've never had that happen.
Yeah. He said,
did
be
feel
sure to
bad.
scan this right here. And I seen him scan it. No horns go off. I go over and scan it and it goes, wah, wah. And the skimmers come and the turrets turn and missiles come. And it's like, ah.
I see her scooting across.
He said, you got to repair on the move. And I said, yeah, right. You get into that right-hand panel and try to prepare as you're bouncing your butt across the planet.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, so they blew it. Well, it just blowed up my SRV, and then they put a wanted bounty, I was wanted, and my ship had a wanted on it, so I had to go pay it.
Oh dear. You could pay it in your carrier.
Yeah, well, I didn't have it. I mean, yeah, I didn't have it then. I did get the redemption office.
Yeah. It's convenient to have a factors in your carrier.
Yeah.
Mine says Federation. Everybody says, why your Federation? I says, because I ain't figured out how to turn it to Empire or whatever. I said, really, I don't want none of them. Call me a freelancer or something. I don't care.
Pirate faction.
No. That's the only thing I don't have on here is a black market.
That's music to my ears when you get storage full. When you're mining, that is the music to your ears, isn't it? Now I've got 3 limpets left, and I'm starting to fill up my refinery, which is.
The ones I like is storage full, refinery full.
Yep.
Yeah. That soon once you've heard the storage.
Me and Trace was out mining. What the hell was we mining? We were mining Tritium, wasn't we? And I liked, what was it, 20 tons? Having 266, but I'd run out of limpets. And maybe it was 10 tons, I don't know. But anyways, Trace had some limpets left, and he says, I'll mine it and you pick it up. And so he was going around probing the things, and it took us a few minutes, but by golly, we got it full. Running around there like chickens with their heads cut off. I was like, yeah, you can tell we've been out here too long.
Yeah, picking up individual fragments with a cutter. Yeah.
We've been out here way too long.
Why the hell did we do that?
I don't know. But we did. Well, it's back when they nerfed it, so everything counted.
Well, that's, okay.
1 ton of tritium was 1 ton of tritium.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Lovely.
I picked up 5 pieces of selenium this morning when I was out here mining.
Oh, nice.
Disengage.
This is a pretty cool ring. There's so many hot spots here, the color is almost washed out of the ring.
Oh, wow.
And there's lots of triple hot spots. There's a granditerite or an alexandrite hot spot, triple hot spot.
Yeah, you got to look close, ain't you? Because you don't realise until you get near to them, someone, and you think, oh, that's a triple hot spot.
Well, this tritium triple hot spot, you have to be right on it to see the 3 different hot spots. I just aim for the center and the brightest yellow.
In there, and it is really good. Everyone has got tritium in it.
Is that the one that Dunkel found for you?
No, Chris found this one.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, Chris.
He said, I got you, place. I said, fine.
And it weren't far from where you were. That's the main thing.
No, it's
too far anyway.
What is it? 4 jumps, 5 jumps from Shinrata?
Yeah, might have more for me.
Well, it depends on your jump range.
Yeah, I've got a crappy jump range. So.
But I had to hurry up and get up here in the carrier because he was up here mining. It was 8 jumps for him back to somewhere to sell his stuff, and his internet crashed, and he was running away from pirates. And I said, well, if you can hang on 15 minutes, I can be there. So he hung on 15 minutes, and I brought the carrier, and then he jumped on the carrier. Running circles around the planet to stay away from the pirates.
I was up there admiring all the hot spots and all that, and no one bothered me. I was just chilling up there looking and thinking, wow, this is good.
I'm making my first stop at the tech broker. It's a tech trader. And there's a guardian broker here too, so I'll see how much more I need for certain things.
Where you at?
Me? I'm at
That one that starts with a D?
At OHM City or something? DMI City or whatnot? 1 second. Need to request docking. Before I crash into the station.
The one that we've been going to, Phil?
No, it's a different one.
While you're in there, make sure that go into the commodity market and see if they ain't got stuff that we can buy there to like the microcontrollers.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check.
Yeah, because if one does it, I'm sure we can do it with the rest of them. That way we don't have to jump 6 or 7.
What the hell is this? Pirate activity detected threat 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
You're not heading towards it, are you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dock.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Yeah, you're down there. I think in the same ones we use. If you were at Jameson Crash and it was one north back into the bubble, that's this one we've been using.
Oh, okay. This is only 3 jumps from the crash site as well. So, seeing how the siege is done, I might as well use this.
Yep.
Well,
Track landing gear.
the one I was using was only 2 jumps. What'd you do to your ship?
Jump range my ship is? It's like 72.
Should only
Then why
be
are
2
you going
jumps.
to? Yeah, it's 2 jumps.
Engage.
Okay.
If you go into the right one.
Preparing to fill space.
Yeah.
Clear of station perimeter. FFC signing off.
The one we went to was something D. The system.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This is LMS or something?
Yeah, there's a closer one than that.
Yeah, DIAGUANDRI.
Ah. No big deal.
Yeah.
Fuel scooping.
But it's a lot further away. If you have to jump 3 times with the 70 light year jump, and we were doing it in 2 and then 40 in the, yeah.
And a
Long
40
I'm
or
surprised
50.
there ain't more carriers here at this thingy.
Temperature.
In here?
Yeah, in this system.
No, they
Not
probably.
that many, really, is it?
Kinda wish you could put a data trader on a carrier.
Data trader. Wouldn't that be
that
nice?
would be nice.
Engage.
Yeah.
Frame shift drive.
Spooling FTL engines and preparing for jump.
Yeah, but
But you can't have material traders on carriers, unfortunately.
not yet, anyways.
Yeah. I really don't think they're going to, unfortunately.
2, 1.
Although maybe, because in, whatchamacallit, in the Odyssey, the traders, like, at every port. So, I mean, if they can do it, why can't people do that?
Well, they're going to start looking at the fact that we at least need a raw material trader because we're way out there in the black.
Yeah.
And you kind of need to be able to swap around your materials if you need to.
Yeah. Yeah, because you need raw materials for things like fuel and
Yeah.
and repairs and stuff.
For the SRV, yes.
Yeah.
Although they may think, you got the carrier, just fly back to it.
4, 3, 2.
Well, look at here. Subsurface. Tritium. Well, let's play this mini game, shall we?
I like that. I was getting good at that.
Fuel scooping. Warning, temperature critical.
Ooh.
Just got
I almost
bins
have
to fill up.
Fuel
I only need one thing for a
Engage.
Guardian power distributor.
Preparing for jump.
Well, yeah. It's what you have to buy.
Yeah, I need the heat sink.
That's what I said. Make
Yeah.
sure you look in the commodity market
I'm
and see if you
going
can buy it.
1, engage.
I have all I need is a weapon blueprint for the Guardian shard cannons.
Critical.
But it's a class 1. Where's the class 2?
Is there somewhere?
Guardian plasma cannons come in class 3s. Oh, so do the shard cannons.
Yeah, just not the Gauss.
Yep. You need 2 blueprints for the shard cannons. Yeah,
Yep.
for
We went-
one of the unlocked.
Well, for
Well,
all
we
the
went
grade
to that the
threes.
other night. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay. All the grade 3s are like that.
You must have been sleeping again.
2, 1, engage.
No, he just has senior moments.
Oh God, help us when he gets my age, huh?
Fuel scooping.
Maxed out all my level 1s with
Fuel
the
scooping complete.
level 4, rank 4 materials. Or maybe not all of them, most of them.
Oh Lord, watch by me, Mercedes Benz.
I've got one collector limpet left. It's already out, and one bin to fill. Oh,
It's scooping time.
please. Yes, yes. It's looking good.
Come on, baby. Let's scoop some more. Come on, baby. Let's scoop some more.
Yes, I think you're good, do it. I love it when that happens and you ain't got to dump limpets or anything.
Oh. Cargo full,
Little bit
refinery
more.
full.
It's on you, little
hell.
limpet. Don't let me down.
I gotta dump some Olympus.
I know I did that earlier on. I had to do that.
Bing, 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 bing.
Not on this run though. I took less on this run, and it's worked out perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, got a little tiny left. Please don't die, limpet. It's been going for ages now, this limpet.
I can't look out the side of my window.
What you looking for?
Trying to get the Jameson crash site at the right orientation. I came in a little hot and had to pull up.
Yeah, I did
And now
that.
it's having to do it again.
Yeah, I did that the
It's
other
not
day.
easy when you can't look out the side, is it?
I do it all the time.
I do because I'm used to it, but if you're used to it, it's
Yeah, he turns his head and he looks out the side window, and I'm like leaning
I can
forward,
use
trying
my
to look
mouse.
past the frame of a damn TV. You know, come on.
if it's really tricky, I use my mouse and have a quick glimpse with my mouse, and then I click the middle button and it goes back to centre, sort of thing. But it's
That's what
not-
I do. Yeah.
It's not ideal though. It's a bit cumbersome,
Yeah.
but I make do. Right, that's it. I'm full to the brim.
Woohoo! That will probably fill up the Tritium depository.
Yeah, I've got 6 in the hoppers and 128. That's not the world's biggest load, but it's,
Hey, I ain't grabbing.
this will be the 3rd load that I've taken to your ship, so that should nearly get it there.
Deploy landing gear.
We have microcontrollers here.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, we had that at the other one.
There's a lot of technology here, actually.
Landing gear deployed.
Let's see. We have animal monitors.
Don't need.
Aquaponics systems. Auto
Don't need.
fabricators.
Don't need.
Let's see. Piranhas.
Instead of reading the whole
Lichen?
list, just see how many of them we can use for the Guardian things. That'd be easier.
Okay, I'll have to
And the
check.
only thing you mentioned so far is the controllers, which the other one there had too. So
Look through the broker again.
All right.
Drive assist on.
Wow, that was quite an enjoyable mining run. That was.
hello. Oh,
I like it when you get a mixture of the different
Yeah, I
things.
almost said hello, Chris, when he typed it in too. Like, oh,
You caught that.
Just,
yeah, you caught that too, didn't you?
yeah.
that's just to let you know I'm watching you. So you know I'm watching you. I've got you on my little tablet.
Yeah,
In your
you know
buggy
he
at the
stalked
minute.
us for months, Trace.
minute.
You know where we were out chasing the ammonia worlds?
Yep.
He was a few jumps behind us every time.
I did tell you actually at the time. I don't know if you were all too busy to notice, but I did write in the chat. I said I'm one step behind you all the way. I'm copying your thingies and thinking.
And we probably said, "Oh, that's all right."
I don't have to look for myself.
Yeah. We probably told you, "Come on, no problem."
Jeez, you could have waked up with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was enjoying watching it on the stream. I'm still watching you now, but you're at that. It's almost bringing back nightmares for me watching it. That Jameson bloody. Oh.
Oh, well, you know
only
what?
have to do it this last time, though. Think of that. It's this last time, and you won't have to do it for a while.
Well, this is the honest thing. When you have to do something like that repetitively, it doesn't matter what it is, because by the time we got Trace's carrier out there where we dropped it off, I believe my words were never, never, never again.
And here you go buying your own.
Yeah. I mean, after you mine 55,000 tons of tritium and trying to stay on schedule to jump, it was we did it. We did it successfully, but it was a freaking nightmare to keep that commodity market tritium spot thing full when they nerfed it. If they'd have left it alone like it was when we first started, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. We would have gone out there without any data storage full.
Somebody didn't crash, did they?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, I kind of heard the sound like when Elite throws somebody's butt off.
I'm wondering what's going on here. It's telling me like data's full.
Your adaptive's probably full.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Or the other one, the
atypical.
grade 1. There's a grade 1 one in there.
Is there a grade
Unless
1?
you forget. No, there's a grade 5, 4, 3, and 2.
Yeah, okay.
At Jameson.
Right, off to the trader.
Unless you forgot to trade one down.
Galaxy map.
I have done that.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
No, I just did something stupid, that's all.
The atypical, I forgot to trade it down.
I forgot to trade everything down.
Oh, oh, you just landed. Jeez.
Wait, so you flew to a tugboat, did nothing, flew out, and
I flew to Rhea, and then forgot to trade it. I collected my.
He got his money.
Yep.
He didn't remember that.
Yep, got your money in love.
Oh boy. Oh my God! I just don't forget the money.
Well, didn't forget the money, but I forgot to do everything else. That's okay.
Well, Trace at our age, we're allowed senior moments. Just, you know, don't worry about it.
You know, when I looked at it, and I said, "Okay, I'm all set. I'm all done trading," and I must have looked at the wrong column. Galaxy map.
It's easy.
Galaxy map.
To look at the wrong.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
Thingy bobber. Oh, and there's lots of orange rocks in here too, Trace.
Oh, you're 100% full now. After that, me dropping that off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can sell it into the commodities market.
Do you know when you're on the like the carrier view screen sort of thing?
Yeah.
It's got capacity 18,952.
Yeah.
It's got the main. What's that then for
That means that I can, like, tell him, Trace. You know better than I do.
Okay, so you've got a total capacity. You subtract a certain amount for each module you install, and then if any module that has inventory, you subtract a certain amount for each type of inventory, whether it's ships, modules, whatever. And
Commodities.
Commodities.
Yeah.
Now they kept changing it, so I'm not exactly sure what counts how much towards what anymore. And on my carrier, the only thing I had stock of was straight up inventory at Tritium.
And how much is your carrier upkeep?
My carrier upkeep is 27 million.
Why is yours so?
I don't know.
What's this?
Hers
Mine's
is only like 7
10
mil.
million.
Oh,
Oh,
10
it's
mil
10
now.
10.3 million.
And I got everything on board here except livery and secured trading.
That's because you bought it in the middle of the week. It's
Oh,
prorated.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So they gave her a discount.
Yep.
Yeah, because
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
tomorrow it's going to flip.
Preparing to fold space.
Yep.
Hey, what's this? What's this? I need to know this.
Oh, if you buy a
it in the middle of
carrier
the
in the
week.
middle of the week, you don't have to pay the full weekly upkeep. It's prorated.
Ah.
Yeah, next week it'll be 32 million, and I'll go, ah!
You've got everything except what?
I got everything except the black market, the secured market, and livery. Paint jobs and shit.
You're going to be around 27 mil. Maybe a little bit more, but I don't think so.
I got the redemption office where you can turn in your
okay, that's what I
Kodaks.
don't have, yeah.
You
Oh,
turn
no,
in your
I
Kodaks.
have that one.
No.
Oh, I'll have to look. Engage. But I think there's only one module I don't have, and I know I don't have black market. But I
Yeah,
think
there's
I've got
no
everything
point
else.
in you having that.
And the only reason
Well, sometimes,
the only reason I got outfitting was so that I could store my own modules.
Yep.
Yeah, I found that out. I jumped up here to save Chris, and then I couldn't. I didn't have no modules. And I was like, son of a gun.
It's nice to have a mobile base.
I even got ship yard.
Yep, so do I. That way I can store ships.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can actually. I was just checking it. I can move my ship here, can't I?
Yeah.
Another ship, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, you can go in there and transfer one to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do actually, because you're gonna. It's pretty well.
Well, we're gonna go.
In the next few days, you're gonna go.
Before
to
Odyssey,
Ireland.
yes.
Right.
Yes, before Odyssey, the 19th or whatever it is. I'm going to the shards and fill up on my raws and
Yeah.
go to the
I think
Guardians
that's a
and
good
fill them
idea
out.
with Odyssey and that coming.
Oh, hell.
you
'Cause
never
there's
know.
no telling what they're going to do to that.
No.
Yeah.
I noticed Astro.
We may never find them again.
Astro was topping up on his thingies when he done it.
Yeah, when Astro starts topping off on stuff, it's like, he knows something we
that's
don't
when
know.
everyone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Crate Mark II. I'm gonna transfer that in because it's got 2 SRVs.
Oh, that's another thing, Trace. Since I have outfitting and I have repair and refueling and stuff, if we're on the Guardian site and we blow up one of our SRVs and we come back to the carrier, is that part of the repair?
That's part of repair.
Or is that okay. I was gonna say,
Or
do
is
I
it
have to have a...
restock?
I think it's restock.
It might be restock.
I just want to make sure. I don't care what it's called as long as we got it.
Well, basically, I put everything except the black market on there.
Yeah.
and that comes to 27 million. And
Yeah,
some
but-
weeks there's an extra 33 charged.
Hmm.
There's
Why?
20, no idea.
Oh, you had to pay for the accountant and the paperwork, I bet you.
33 credits work, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not done till the paperwork's done.
Disengage.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you talking about some hostile folks this morning. When they closed that CG down and didn't tell
Yeah.
there was no warning, Trace. You just went in there,
None.
and you know how you could tell that it was done?
Everyone was bitching.
Well, no, you kept putting it in there, but if you went to check how much you had in there,
It wouldn't
it
raise.
wasn't going up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Open hailing frequencies.
I mean, I lost 11,000, but I felt sorry for this one soul. He said he just deposited 30,000 in there for nothing.
Ow.
That must have
Okay.
taken an hour and a half just to put it in.
Yeah.
That's the killer.
Yeah. Carpal tunnel for nothing.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Deploy landing gear.
Glad you warned me, because I was on my way there.
Oh, I was trying to warn you. I knew Trace wouldn't be on this evening, so I knew he was cool. But I knew that Philip probably come on and you, and it's like, don't deposit. I'll roar to playtime.
Are you mining, Lynn?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm on my
Well, out
way
here
back in.
floating away in between
Quite
the
relaxing, isn't
asteroids.
it?
Yeah, it's better than what we've been doing, that's for sure. Well, no, not really, because if Trace is out here, we would be bebopping along in half throttle through this thing, but since I'm just out here, I'm just flying one-handed, just barely moving along, just letting my brain free will. Trying to get over the CG.
It soon gets there.
But when Trace comes out here, we just kind of let him lead, and we kind of follow behind him and just mine the rocks he mines. That's the only good thing about winging up and mining, is if Trace finds a 30% tritium, anybody that's in his wing will have a 30% tritium in that rock,
Yeah.
and we all get to
Galaxy.
collect 30%.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
And it never fails. I'm in a cutter, and the rock that has the most dist in it, I have to sit here and spin and keep my damn lasers on it because my ship's so wide. I miss it with the outside lasers.
Yeah, that's the only thing with a cutter, isn't it? I've heard a lot of people say that. It's hard to get a weapon focus.
But the deal is, that's the one that has 38% in it. It's some little bitty round balls that I have to sit and twist.
Come on, baby.
Let's do the twist.
Come on then, pirates, do your worst. Scan me.
Well, I won't say that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing to fold space.
Here we go. Having anything nice? I hope
Trace?
you have something good in your hold. Next time, you should fill it with gold. Next time, you should fill it with gold. The other one said it all. Two of them.
Yeah. I love showing up there with only a couple of lasers, mining lasers, and some real armament.
They come in and say that, and I say, "Yeah, I've got something right here for you. It's called death."
Yeah, when they say, "What on earth do you fools do for a living?" sort of thing.
Kill pirates.
They say, kill you. Yeah.
Tracy has such a mellow voice, don't it? He reminds me of remember Ross the painter, painted.
Oh yeah.
Tree. Oh, we gotta have a nice little pretty tree.
Yep.
That's funny. I am an artist.
Oh my God!
How are you?
Yeah.
Who would have ever known that I could? Just by his voice, could tell that he's associated with an artist. Okay.
Among other things. But
Well, we don't need to know them.
Yeah,
come on. That's TMI.
But
Engage.
We don't need to know that you're a male stripper that works in. You're one of the what is it? The Clydesdale boys? No, that isn't it. Chippendales. Clydesdales. Oh my gosh, I may have to go to the Chippendales things and says, look at the ass on that Clydesdale. Oh my God. And I can't even blame being out in deep space for this mindset, Trace.
Well, you do realize that space madness never
goes away?
yeah.
Oh.
You're just in relapse.
Yeah. It's like an alcoholic. You're always an alcoholic. You're always in recovery, kind of, whatever.
I guess that's what's wrong with Philip, because he's always in denial.
What? No.
Exactly.
As I say no, I just make your case stronger.
Absolutely. Denial
It's
is
no
not
win
just a
situation there.
Denial is not the river. Yeah, in Egypt. Yep.
You can use your pulse laser for this night mining as well. It lights up the ones with subsurface deposits.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are lucky. I caught that sneeze.
It blow my eardrums
Don't worry,
out.
your drums out.
I was trying, but I had both hands full and couldn't.
Is there a lot of pollen up? Your neck
Yeah,
of the
right
woods
now
there?
there is, and it rained, and it's got it in full blossom. It's just, oh my God.
As much of a monotonous activity scanning these crash sites is, it's a lot more enjoyable when you don't have to spend an hour depositing it into the CG.
Yeah, when you're doing
You
it to
just
keep
down-
it
You
is
just
a lot
downgrade
different.
to the materials you want and leave. Takes
Yeah.
like a few minutes.
Well, Philip is like real life. I mean, everything is a grind and monotonous if you have to clock in on a clock and you're on a time thing. But if you're just out in the yard messing about for 15 hours, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. We were on a time
amazed.
clock.
Yeah.
You use a keyboard and mouse, don't you, Philip?
Huh? Yeah.
That's amazing. I
I couldn't do that.
full respect to you, I tell you, because I don't think I could do that.
Oh, see, Odyssey
way.
kills me. It kills my shoulder to use the keyboard all the time like that, walking around.
And they say you can be really, really good with keyboard and mouse, but I don't know.
Right, I can really fall off of a building, drop a hand grenade by me,
Yeah.
blow my butt up. Yeah, I can do that just
Yep.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to a stick because of all the flight simulators I've flown before, you know what I mean? But it is different in space because you can go sideways,
Yeah.
up, down, and sort of hovering.
It's like the stick uses hold tight.
That's
Users
why
have
I'm a bit worried
big,
about Odyssey because
they have a
it's
big
too many
benefit
fingers and
with steering the ship because there's a neutral position. There's no neutral position with the mouse.
Well, you can find one.
I use my mouse
but you
for
have
me
to manually do
retard.
it, where the stick
SR,
naturally returns to its neutral position.
Unless you've got a
No,
stick
you-
like mine.
Yeah, no, you have to
Oh.
set the dead zone.
Yeah.
Have you got a Verpal or something like that? Is it or
Wait, the Warthog doesn't
No,
return
Tris.
to neutral
Is it
position
Warthog?
if you
Yeah.
let go?
It has 0 dead zone.
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not expensive.
I just have to barely move the stick and it moves.
That's how you get through the mouse slot at 200 meters a second.
Yeah, there's no, I have to have the hand on
There's
the
no
stick.
dead zone.
Hey, Philip,
Yeah.
stop talking over everybody.
I
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to.
literally have to hold the stick in a specific position, which is not quite dead center, to get it to be neutral.
Oh,
So-
really?
Yep.
Okay.
You can fix a little bit of that in the options with
That's probably on purpose, though, isn't it?
Yes.
So that,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say, because that would be quite handy in a way. 'cause you-
It's biased to
Once you're
a
used to it.
slight vertical lift, which is what you
Yeah.
want for an aircraft.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Not so much for a spaceship.
Right. No,
it
well,
acts a bit like you know, in trains they have dead man's hand, where you got a lever that you're always holding, and if your hand comes off of it, it puts the brakes on. It's a bit similar to that you always have to have a little bit of input
Yep.
to go
Boy, that
straight,
would-
if you know what I mean.
Well, it's
Slightly.
That would be annoying.
in a flight simulator, it would be kind of pretty close to neutral because your plane tends to want to nose down a little bit.
Yeah.
So this holds it in what would be approximately correct for an A-10 Warthog.
A flight sim.
Yeah.
This is annoying. I can't.
Oh,
seem
did
to
you see
find
the
the level
patches that
spot.
they came out? Did you see the patch that came out with yesterday on the Odyssey?
No.
No, but that's it.
Well, I don't know all the. Well, it's all geeky shit. But yeah, I understand why they let that CG get to 8 billion.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, because they were fixing some major stuff, right?
Yeah. They ought to know that we're pretty wise. That when we see the big boys steer away from shit,
Yeah.
it's because it's broke.
Not a good sign. Especially since things like alpha and betas are usually channel boosters.
Yeah.
No.
Well, when you see Astro go out and just take his SRV up, what was it, 1,000, whatever, and just flip it off and see if he survives, it's like there's nothing else better
yeah,
than
he's
Odyssey to
bored.
do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, come on, man.
No. I'm definitely not picking up any more combat stabilizers from here.
Huh?
Why,
What
what
are
happened?
you picking up combat stabilizers?
Well, they're one of the things that drop here.
Oh, you're at Dobbs Hope?
No, it's at the
No,
crash site.
Jamerson. It's all those canisters.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
It is.
Everybody
generally
in-
ignored the canisters.
It is an absolute. Well, I just picked them up since I was, doing what, the end of the run last night,
Oh, okay.
and I was just like, yeah, I'll pick these up and I'll go turn them in somewhere.
No.
Nowhere takes them.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Remember, he snuck in and out of 2 stations trying to
Yeah.
find some places.
So glad when I finally all that mess for 7,000 credits.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Not again.
Yeah, joke at your expense.
Oh, come on, repeat so we can see it again.
No.
Yeah.
I forgot to record it for prosperity.
Oh, that's okay. I did.
Oh, that's okay. I recorded it.
It's on YouTube.
No, you didn't. Who sneezed?
That was me.
Chris.
Sorry, I tried to cover the mic.
You're a piss poor catcher now.
Yeah.
Sorry, not used to it.
That's the only thing I don't
Hey,
like
Sparky.
about. Hello.
It's-
What does he want?
that's how you talk to
He
your
says he
son,
hates
huh?
his job sometimes. The other techs wonder why he smokes. He tells them it's to make sure they don't mysteriously disappear.
Oh, one of them days they undo all the wiring and they don't have a clue and they didn't label it and then they say, "Hey, Sparky, come and fix this."
Oh no, that's horrible.
Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like my life.
Yeah. I seen he's posted a few pictures and all they did was underneath the dash they just went to yanking wires
Oh, no.
and replaced them and then they couldn't get anything to working so they called him and yeah.
Uh-huh. I can't even tell you the number of times that has happened to me with software or something very similar anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Ed, I broke this. How do I fix it?
I keep telling them just think of this because nobody else can do it and you can. It's job security.
Yep.
Well, especially when I get younger engineers that are, young engineers hate to comment.
Oh no, don't say that. Oh crap. That's not good.
What?
Comments are notes that the coder puts in their code. So people know what the hell everything does.
Yep. And younger
Oh,
engineers,
damn.
Somebody senior's got to be watching over every check-in and make sure they put enough comments in.
That's horrible.
And once they start commenting, they generally don't know what to comment. They end up commenting the stuff that's not all that
Wrong
useful. So I mean, it takes a year and a half for a new engineer to learn what to comment and
What not to?
and what not to bother with because it's obvious in the code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would love my code because I'd be in there, put in their comment, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
And Astro has the same problem. He doesn't comment any of his stuff. Oh, it's horrible. Glad I don't have to maintain it.
He's an astrophysicist. He don't have to. Somebody else. He's probably got an assistant there that does that shit for him.
He goes right into the
He goes right into the heart and the meat.
He does what every other scientist does.
The fun work, and then he leaves all the boring shit for somebody else to pick up, figure out what he's doing.
Yes, there is a name for what he makes. It's called lab code.
I don't know, but he was sitting there trying to show on Discord, trying to show me how he was making them spreadsheets to calculate and all this shit. And I said, I used to do this shit back in the 70s with cobalt.
Oh God,
And,
you admitted that? Oh no.
Yeah. And he said, really? He said, you should kept up on it because he said, now, if you want a high-paid job, cobalt, because nobody knows it anymore.
Yeah, and all the banks have legacy code that needs to be maintained. Oh yeah, cobalt is a. You say I used to program in cobalt. Come here. We'll get you
Yeah.
$180,000 to start per year, and here's a
Yeah.
50 grand signing bonus.
Yeah. Let's see, I had cobalt, and there was two other ones in there. Cobalt and geez, don't old timers moment. I can't remember, but the other two codes were other two. It'll come to me.
Let's see, cobalt CPM.
No,
ADS,
earlier than that.
I think, but you probably wouldn't have known that one.
Earlier.
C#, C++.
No. It was like a
Pascal.
name, like cobalt. Yes, Pascal.
Fortran.
No.
Okay. Okay, let's see what Sparky's saying here. New issue to get parts from Cummins. 50 days to get back order on basic parts. Ow.
Oh, yeah. COVID. The manufacturers have shut down. You gotta wait.
Yeah.
China's being a bitch. Don't want to sell to you.
The same thing on his end. He gets a truck 6 people have touched, can't fix it, leave it to him. Yeah. Leave 4 notes. Yeah.
Yeah. The thingamajig over here won't connect to the thingamabob over here, and therefore it does not have no fire to the whatchamacallit. The gin ain't ginning, and the carb ain't carbon.
So the driver ain't driving.
So he says he gets it. It's got the original issue still to fix, and 6 more issues that the text caused.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was a 1950s truck, it would just need a bit of tinkering with, and you'd be
a little
off.
bit of baling wire and duct tape, and you're ready to go again.
Clean the points and the plugs.
But what his deal is, the reason why he grinds is because, they get what do they call it, a time bonus? The time they spend on a truck and stuff like that. Well, he loses all that because they count the first mechanic's time on it. So it doesn't matter how many mechanics it goes through. By the time it gets to him, well, his bonus goes out the window.
Yep, no way to get a time bonus because everybody else used up his time.
Mm-hmm.
And gave him 6 more issues to fix.
Right, and then it affects his, job performance?
Yeah.
Even though he was the only one that fixed it? Evaluation.
Yeah, so he'll get punished for taking longer than what it should be when he shouldn't have been working on that to begin with.
Yeah, but I told him how to fix that.
Yeah, just
copy, record everything. Copy the time that was on the truck before you got it. Copy your time that you fixed the truck. Yep. And then when it comes down to it, you go in the main office, throw the shit down, and say, "This is bullshit. I want my bonus."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That is unfair. That's
wrong. About the only thing that started turning positive for me. We had a couple of changes in management, and the guys who are in my chain of command now understand. I'm the guy doing cleanup.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one that the boss that owns the dealership or whatever. He's the only mechanic that he'll let work on his private SRV or his RV, not SRV, but his RV.
SUV.
No, his big bus. He has a big tour bus. And he's the only mechanic. And I said, you got the perfect time right there. You got the boss's ear. You're talking to him about his RV. Tell him they need to make it a little bit fairer, not just punish you for trying to fix everybody else's screw-ups.
I sang that song for I don't know how many years.
to people who didn't care one way or the other. They just,
throw it together.
yep. To, people who've seen me just walk in and solve issues that have been, somebody's looking at banging their brains on for a week. I walk in and say, it's right there.
My boss always told me, he said, what people don't realize, everybody wants to speed through it so they're done with the project, but he said what they don't realize is if you take your time and meticulously do your job right, it actually is faster, because if you zoom through it, we always have to go back and fix a screw up, and therefore you lost all of your makeup time.
Yep. 72 hours for a fuse. Oh my god.
Well, that's gonna look good on your evaluation.
He called him in when he was out on meds from having a tooth pulled. Oh man.
Yeah, they did. They called him 3 times. One, he was in the chair, just sit down in the chair. The second time they called, they had shot him with Novocaine, and the third time the dentist was in his mouth.
God.
And I was like, that's the reason why they have that button that says turn phone off.
Yeah, but then you're not responsive.
Yeah. Well, he already told him he was at the dentist's office. I would have just said, well, they said you have to turn your cell phone off. If you want to bitch them, not me. Following the rules, boss. Following the rules.
But youngsters nowadays, they never take their face out of their phone, do they? That's what's brought that about.
Well, the thing that irritates me more than any other thing along those lines is I'll be teaching these younger kids, how to do things right, By the time they've got it, they've figured, they've had me repeat enough times that they've figuring it out and they're doing halfway decent. They're now worth more. And they go to another company for more money.
Yeah.
And then I gotta train a new one.
That would piss me off.
That's what happens to football teams in this country.
Yeah.
When a little team gets a really good player and he's scoring loads of goals, the big club comes along and buys him, you know what I mean? It's just typical.
Well,
Dog eat dog.
Yeah. We've got a foreign office. And the foreign office brings in fresh kids out of college. And so I got a hold of one of these fresh kids out of college, and I was remaking something. And I didn't want to go to our design department because they were kind of still doing some old hat stuff. I wanted something fresh. So I took him, and I took basically fresh ideas from him. And had him begin the implementation. I'd clean him up, and we repeated around things. It was really uncomfortable till I explained what I was doing. It's like I don't want to go to these people who've been, driven into this one direction. Things will be done this way. It's like, no, that will come out with the wrong thing. So I had him do this fresh thing. And then I made sure it was clean and performant after he kind of roughed it in. And after seeing what I did with it and how I made it, he jumped ship in 6 months for 10 times the salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't blame him.
No,
not really.
Because he was no longer an engineer at that point. He didn't, he went into basically the head of a design department in a big company. For a lot of money.
Yeah. That's what I always told my boss. Just remember this. When I start feeling like I'm not being paid for what I'm worth, and I always make sure that you get your money's worth, I will move.
Well, he went from a 40 grand salary to a 400 grand salary in 6 months.
Yikes.
Well, can't blame him then.
No, whatever.
Well, good luck to him.
Yeah, I beat the work ethics into him.
He probably could have learned a lot more if he would have stuck around and listened to you a bit more.
No, he's basically
That's
on a fast track for being
Yeah.
an extremely rich individual.
Yeah.
Must make you proud though if you've taught him, or her, I suppose, enough
Yeah,
to
but
be
he-
able to earn that much money.
Yeah, but Trace would like to
yes.
had a percentage of all the shit.
Yeah.
Obvious, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, it'd been nice if he'd shared the wealth there.
Mm.
I could make 400,000 if I wanted to work more hours. Jesus, I had enough hours. Matter of fact, he'd almost worked me to death. When you work years and years and years and years, and all you ever had was 4 hours sleep,
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
yeah, that makes an old person out of you fast.
Gotta hope it makes a rich person out of you fast, but
I'm
usually
not complaining.
Yeah,
I'm not
usually
complaining.
it doesn't.
Then again,
Half the
since
time,
you were hourly, all that overtime.
Mm. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not complaining.
if someone asks what you do for a living, you could say, I bring people together. Bridges.
I bridge the gaps between humanity. Yeah. Well, I just couldn't see myself in an office. Yeah, no.
No. I was a photocopier engineer for about 13 years when I first left. I started off as a trainee, and I worked in London, and it's a nightmare. The parking is what really done me in the end. I had to get away from it.
Oh, can't you
Yeah.
park on the outskirts and take the tube in?
No, because I had all my tools and spare parts and all that.
Oh,
And
okay.
the traffic wardens, they are evil. I tell you, evil. And clampers and tow your car away, and God knows what. It's terrible.
Even though you're doing them
No.
a favor.
Now it's even worse. It's congestion charge and all this green levy. If you ain't got a new car, you have to pay tons. You know what I mean? You've got to look forward to all that because apparently America's going to halve its carbon footprint within 10 years. How's that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. In a million
It's
years,
loaded of
that one.
BS.
Well, oh dear, that's a dream, isn't it?
That's the only thing good about my job. You know, you're sitting there griping about not having a parking spot or whatever.
Mm.
Ours is usually you pull out there in somebody's pasture and park and go to work.
Well, I work in an office building, so there's always a parking lot.
Yep. Although you probably have your name on the parking spot.
Oh, hell no.
No?
No.
A lot of my customers had parking spots, but when they didn't, that was when it was a nightmare.
I am not high enough up the food chain. Actually, the complex we're at, nobody has their name on a parking spot, not even the
okay.
CEO.
Oh.
What gets me with them is they're so rigid, you know what I mean, with their rules and everything. Once you break a rule, it don't matter if there's any mitigating circumstance or anything.
Yeah.
It's just
You're gone.
that's it. You're fine, and it's like,
Yep.
wow, was it? It weren't worth coming to work today. That's what you thinking,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked. I had to go over and help another bridge crew, and it was an 18-hour drive from the job I was at to their job, and I got off at what was it, 9:00 p.m. I left my job site after I finished drilling the hole because the boss said when she gets done drilling this hole, we'll send her that way. And I drove all night, had no sleep, got there, and I was like 35 minutes late. And their boss was throwing a bitch hissy fit, and I just said, mm-hmm. So I walked up to the office and called my boss, and I said, I'm coming back home. And he said, what's the problem? I said, this dipshit, I was 35 minutes late, and he's wanting to rag on my ass. He said, put him on the phone. And he told him, he said, she stayed till 9:30 here working, drove all night, she's there. Either use her or send her back. And he said, but if you're going to send her back, he said, you're in a hotel room so she can get some sleep because he said, I don't want to lose her because she fell asleep. And the guy comes out and he says, you've worked 27 hours so far? And I said, yeah. So let's get this shit on the road so I can go lay my head down somewhere.
Yeah, stop bitching.
I'm surprised they let you work that many hours.
There weren't rules for that sort of thing back then.
But she's a construction worker.
Yeah. It's only in the past 10 years or so they started putting any sort of reasonable time limits on those sort of things.
And that there's so many ways around that shit. First of all, you got to have a logbook or some kind of record track. There's no freaking time clock out there. The company, if they wanted to really do it and you're good enough at your job, they'll wiggle a way around to keep you continually working. I mean, Jesus, come on, Phil. It's not... You got me confused with somebody that walks in a building and has to hit a time clock. It's like I told you, in the 20 years I built a bridge, I'd never seen a time clock, never filled out a timesheet.
No, the bridge just got built.
The difference is if someone in an office or something is doing overtime, they're just being treated poorly. Or is it someone doing construction works overtime? It can lead to someone's death.
Yep.
The people I have seen die on the bridge have been stupid fuck-up mistakes that they caused themselves. And some just plain accidents. Had a guy fall 10 foot, he had a piece of plywood, wind caught it, took him right off the side.
Oh,
fell 10 foot, killed himself.
Yikes.
I seen another guy fall 40 foot, land on his ass. Knocked the wind at him, he got up and walked away.
Yep.
Yeah,
don't they get tethered?
It's your time, I think.
Aren't they tethered?
Oh, God. Philip, do you know, when I was building bridges, the cable that you see nowadays, they hadn't even fucking thought of that shit yet.
Yeah, you didn't build that bouncing Nelly or whatever they called it, that bridge that fell down.
No.
One of my great uncles was a top man for building skyscrapers.
Yeah, it was a long time before they ever had cables and crap. And most generally, that's what caused you to fall, is their damn cables and shit you had to tie off to.
There's that famous poster, isn't there, with them toppers all sat along that beam on top of, I think it's the Empire State Building when that was being built.
I believe he's in that photo.
Ah. I've seen that then, because that is famous, that is. I have definitely seen that.
Because I know he was a top man on that project.
You just think, how can they be so casual when they're like so high?
He was literally the guy that put the first rivet in every beam.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, to line him up.
Because he was the only one who could weld at that height.
And more likely, the only one with enough balls to do it.
He was basically he was certified as a top welder. So on most of the buildings in Boston, all the primary beams he put in, every single one of them.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, once you get the primary beam in, okay, people would come up and put the other beams in, and he'd be already going up to put the next one up.
Yeah, there's one time when the crane flipped off the barge, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, Sparky. Run into people who just don't give a damn.
Yeah, well, what it was is they had a $3.99 American crane on a barge, and the boss was just, the crane wasn't going to stay on the barge. It was just going to go out there to help, and then it was coming back to shore, and he got impatient. It wasn't my boss. He got impatient, and they didn't cable the damn thing down to the barge. And,
the barge tipped a little bit and went right off, right?
Well, a cable snapped, and the boom went back. And when the boom went back, so did the crane and the operator.
Hope he got out.
And he got tangled up. The crane cable came down and wound around the cab of the thing, and he got tangled up, got hung up in the cable.
Oh God.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dangerous place, construction.
Well, that's like I said, when I was doing it, I didn't ever expect to live past 45. That was about the life expectancy back then. Either you were dead or you were injured where you couldn't work no more.
I remember my dad's stories about my uncle. They went up across on a vacation. They went up across Moosehead Lake, up across Northeast Cary, which is a portage between that lake and the next river up. And my dad and his cousin unloaded a canoe, carrying a canoe, and great uncle picks up the fully loaded 18-inch aluminum canoe with all the gear in it, throws it up over his head, and is bouncing it up and down as he's walking across the 2-mile portage.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. I believe it. Hell, I mean, I'm 5'2" and weighed 126 when I was building bridges, and it was nothing to pick up a full-size oxygen bottle, throw it over my shoulder, and walk the beam out to where we needed it. Did that have something to do with destroying my back? Absolutely, probably.
Your back can only take so much over time. If the heavier weights you pick up, the quicker it wears out.
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
Oh yeah. My doctor told
Unless
me
you've got really big build, like world's strongest man type people.
Yeah.
Oh, those
my
guys
doctor
have
was
so
told
many
me
problems.
Yeah, my back. I have terrible problems with my back. Where I used to help the drivers with lifting the photocopiers in and upstairs and things like that. It really done my back in. So I'm quite.
what I feel sorry for is those bodybuilders. I knew a couple of, they were pro bodybuilders, and so they put a lot of time and effort in building up their muscles and stuff.
Yep.
And one decided he was going to retire, and he couldn't. His body was so used to being worked out that hard that when he stopped working out, he got muscle cramps and I can't remember what else. It about drove him nuts and crazy, and he was in pain because of his muscles. He had to continue to lift. I guess he I don't know what he did to his body. But to stay out of pain, he had to continue to lift weights.
Well, I think when you exercise, it's endorphins and all that are released, isn't it? And it could be something.
I don't know.
Like, might be.
No, I understand what he went through. Basically, you can't cold turkey on that type of exercise. You have to work your way down, or your body really does some nasty stuff to you. You literally,
You finally got to where he didn't have to do as much, but he still had to do something. No, I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly. That's the way you have to. Basically, you go from working for peak. The way you come down off of that, you can't cold turkey. You got to work for 80%. And then as your full comes down to that 80%, you keep bringing your 80% down until you're normal. And that's the only way you can get off of those type of regimes.
Can you imagine what those football players have to go through?
A lot of them cold turkey, and they end up with heart attacks. Retract landing gear.
Yeah, it's like anything. If you're used to something, it's hard to stop.
Yep.
Doing whatever it is.
You need to go back and you missed a few there, son. But
Frameshift drive charging.
Ooh, what?
Huh?
4, 3.
Who missed what?
1.
Oh, he's listing everything that I had beat to death on. 2 left knee surgery, lower back surgery, splintered a collarbone on the left side and had to have 1.5 inches of it removed, 2 tears in the rotor cuff on the right side that had to be repaired. A cable, 1 inch 7/8 cable hit me right between the eyes. I had a hard hat on, but it smashed my nose. Had to have 2 nose surgeries to get it to where I could even breathe.
Oof.
And none of it was my fault. It was all accidents. But I still worked till the end. Until I said,
Now, back in high school, I used to run cross country and track. We had on my senior year, we had Jack Kelly, Mr. Boston Marathon, come and talk to us, because we were at the start of the Boston Marathon. So a couple of years later, our coach forbid us to run the marathon because we were all too young. But a couple of years later, I ran Boston in 4 hours, and Jack Kelly, at 75 years old, beat me to Boston by 100 feet.
Oh, wow.
That was that was the last year he ran Boston.
What did you do to him? Last year.
Yeah, did you knock out its kneecap?
Yeah, did
next year. Going on?
Galaxy map.
Here's the galaxy map.
If I had any energy left, I would have decked about 5 reporters, because he crossed the finish line, and they basically stopped him dead without allowing him to walk it off.
Hang on, you done it in 4 hours. That ain't bad. That whatever. So he was extraordinary, but
but when they stopped him cold turkey like that,
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
When they stopped him cold turkey like that, his muscles seized up on him and he went into cramp mode.
Actually, he was such a good runner that he was actually quite fine. He was breathing.
Wow.
Engage.
Oh.
Most people go across that. You stop them before they can walk it off, and they're in cramp mode on the ground.
Yep. Well, I tried to, I slowed down to a walk, and I'm standing on basically 2 sticks of al dente spaghetti that used to be legs.
Okay. I'll never look at spaghetti the same again.
They just wouldn't stay where I put them.
just felt like, that I wasn't standing on actually solid things. They were like bending and twisting all over the place.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like, basically trying to balance on a stick of al dente spaghetti.
That's what you get for running for 4 hours. It's not normal.
Well, I will tell you that is about the only thing that I can't do fairly well is run. It kind of looks like a frog trying to run on his back legs.
Are you sure?
I'm 5'2".
Oh, okay.
Yeah, small people are normally quick at changing directions and nimble.
But if you could get a frog to stand on its hind legs and run, that's about what I look like.
Oh, God.
Or at least that's what I feel like I look like, so I don't run.
Yeah. I'd never be able to compete for real. I can't do that in 2 hours.
I was quite good at high jump at school.
Yeah.
I weren't the best. I was second best in our school at high jump.
Even if I made perfect form in the high jump, we had this one guy with absolutely horrible form in high school. He'd go over with his head and feet higher than his butt. He'd still clear the 6.5 feet.
What? That's insane.
It depends on how you're trained, and it depends on how you're comfortable with that stuff. Yeah.
I used to be able to jump higher than myself. That's for sure. I can't remember how high it was, but
I couldn't break 6 feet. Could not do it.
I don't think I did. But I'm talking about our senior school. It's not like your high school. It's
a front flip to
16 at the time, so it was about 2 meters 80 or something. No, or was it 1 meter 80? 1 meter 80, I think. Thinking about it. Yeah, 1 meter 80, I think, or 85, something like that.
I used to get annoyed. This kid I used to know, because I'm a short little shrimp, 5'2", and he just make me feel bad because he could kick higher and I was taller, and I was like, asshole.
Now you I could clear. Not by much. But Jeff could jump right over my head. I was like, what?
I just say, all right, make fun of the short people, you asshole.
Speaking of being short, so did you need a cushion on the crane so you can sit?
No, those things ratchet up.
Did it need a booster seat? Oh, okay.
Most people that build bridges are not frickin' tall people. Very seldom did you see anybody 6 foot or above.
Oh, okay.
Disengage.
Dropping out of FTL.
And most of the places I went, you'd never be able to go.
What, fitting yourself in small crevices?
Mm-hmm.
Open hailing frequencies.
Please fly safely during arrival at
Requesting docking permission.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on docking bay 08. Foxtrot Liner 2 requesting backup. Engaging multiple hostile vessels in sector Lima 83. Coordinates
I am enjoying the subsurface.
It is pretty cool.
Landing gear deployed.
At this rate, tomorrow I should be pretty much full on my materials.
Yeah, you better get your butt up here and help me mine tritium, or you're going to be sitting there going, "Mine, that was a nice free ride I got." When we blow by you.
landing successful. Clear to disembark.
I just got a message saying my crate has arrived at your carrier.
Sparky says he thinks Ron has a permanent bump on his head from hitting stuff.
Yeah, he was 6'7".
Wow.
Yikes.
That is
Wow. Yeah,
That's
tall.
tall.
That's a
Yeah.
fills a doorway sort of tall, isn't it? That,
Yeah, it was really weird. I walk up by him and ask him a question, and he'd take his elbow and put it on top of my head and kind of have to lean down to do it. And it's like,
Thanks.
wow.
it's like, anybody ever tell you you're a smart ass? He said, well, I'm tired. I'm going to lean on you for a while.
I'm 5'11".
Oh, yeah. What are you? Yeah.
You're about average height.
Yeah. That's about average.
But the boss always liked to have me around, though, because we'd pull into a new town, and we always tried to hire some locals, and he'd hire a few locals, and they'd come out there and they'd see me, and I don't know if they just thought I was a new hire or what, and they'd go to working and stuff, and then all of a sudden the boss would call a meeting. He said, welcome aboard the team. He said, I see you guys keep eyeing Lynn. He said, let me tell you something. If any one of you can work half as well and do half as much as she does, we'll have a good team here. So he said, yeah. He said, I'm telling you, you got to keep up with the little girl.
Talk of no pressure then.
No pressure, lads.
This one guy, he was funnier than a hoot. He'd come and ask me, how do you do this? And I'd show him and all that stuff. But every time he came to work, he kept tilting his head and looking at me weird. And finally, I said, what's your problem? He says, I leave, you're working. I go to dinner with my wife and kids, and you're still working. I come out here early to sit and watch sunrise. And he said, you're working. He says, you ever sleep? I said, oh, yeah, 2 or 4 hours, something like that. Yeah. He's like, shakes his head. I said, if I didn't work those long hours, you'd be standing here going home because there's not enough work to do. I said, I do it so you can put food on the table for your youngins.
God, this is tedious. Fill in all this data.
I got 3/4 of mine filled, and then I got the carrier, and I come up here because I figured they were going to want to use it real soon, and I didn't feel like having to bust my butt trying to mine to fill Tritium up. But we do have 1,000. We do have 1,000.
Yeah, it's 4 jumps.
She wants 6,000 in there.
1,000 gives you 2,000 light year jump. Yeah, that's 4 jumps now.
4 jumps per 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we're just bebopping around the bubble, then you may be able to get some more out of it.
I'm gonna have to buy my fleet carrier in Colonia.
Galaxy map.
Good. Why?
It's halfway to the spot I want to bring it to, so why would I buy it here?
Well, in that case, you can count me out of going and helping you fill it up. I'm not going to Colonia to fill up a carrier.
Okay.
I don't think there's any place better than here to bring your carrier to fill up, because it's just tritium everywhere I look. Every single rock has got tritium.
Yeah, this is back like the days when you first bought your fleet carrier, Trace.
Yep.
This mining site here is just like that.
Oh, nice.
And I'm literally just mining everything around me, and they're right next to each other, some of them.
Yeah.
All your limpets are all busy, just mine are working all the time.
I gotta get
It's really
Trace
good.
back here.
Ship released.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed the Trace. I missed Trace.
Your track landing gear.
I miss Trace and all of his high-powered toys. With the duck, I kind of have to feel like the lead dog because I got the high-powered toys.
Yep.
I can't be my laid-back commander with the duck as I can with Trace.
I just, actually, maybe tomorrow night I'll go build myself a mining cutter. Well, wait, I don't have the rank. Crap!
You have a Corvette though.
I have a Corvette, but they're not great for mining.
Well, you had that one where it was mining
Yeah, they
pretty
are.
good.
The other, yeah, Corvette's awesome for mining.
We came out and mined. I mean, you did pretty good.
Did pretty good,
With
but
that
it's
with that
not a
cutter.
cutter.
I know it. I know it.
Yeah,
I know it.
the cutter has more internal space than the Corvette does.
Yeah.
So it's a much, much better mining ship. Means I have to take more trips back because I can't carry as much.
I'm only 5 light seconds away from this thing.
Oh, okay, screw it. I'm gonna go change of plans.
I mean, you
Galaxy map?
absolutely come up. You absolutely come up out of this
Here's the galaxy
triple
map.
hotspot Tritium and make a right and fly. You have to come out of the orbit though, because the
Engage.
it's I positioned it where you positioned your one that nobody could get on it, except this one you can get on.
Right.
I mean, I'm that close. If you turn the external view on, you can see the ring and the planet.
Okay. Off to Shinrada I go.
Oh, I knew it wouldn't take long to talk it. Well, yeah, by the time you get there, though, it's time to go to bed. But
Yep.
you'll be ready tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I'll be ready tomorrow. I'll either have the ship put together tonight or tomorrow. Either way.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like kicking myself because, it's like, you mined a bunch for me. I should be mining a
Yes,
bunch
sir.
for you. Engage.
Well,
Charging FTL.
I'm just sitting here trying to decompress from the round and around and around we go.
Well, I'm kind of tired of it, but I mean, I haven't recovered anywhere near what I want to recover for data.
Yeah.
But I think that if we do like 2 trips, 2 trips a week, we won't kill ourselves.
Maybe I'll ship this ship to your carrier.
No, you can. I got engineering on her.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Yep.
That's right.
You got to be on it to ship it there, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
go to your carrier, I can ship my Corvette there, so I don't have to take 20, 30 jumps to get there.
Oh, I'm going to ship
Right.
the Corvette there and ship and move the ship the cheap ship there.
How much moolah you got now, Trace? 3 billion?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I go look over here. Yeah, 3.3.
It's your
Yeah.
Tritium farming spot in the bubble, or
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit. It's 5 jumps north of Jameson.
oh, okay, it's just outside.
Yeah, hip
it's that close?
76521.
Oh, okay, it's that close, huh?
What's it, 500 light
Well,
years
one
or something like that?
Huh? It's 200.
200? Oh, that ain't bad.
Mm.
Engage.
I'm 52 light years north of Jameson,
Oh, I
Nyberg,
said 200.
so not too far.
Oh no! I lost Jameson. I took all my damn ships. It's 151 light years from Jameson.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah,
No.
that's not bad.
That's still technically in the bubble.
Yeah.
It'll still cost you 500 million to ship a ship here, so
Yeah.
make sure you bring the right one.
Well, that's why I'm going to ship the cheap ship there.
Cheap ship.
Yeah. Mine's got 2 SRVs and all that. I think that's why it was $500,000. Yeah, $500,000. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to fly
Well,
my Corvette there and ship the Type 6.
Try shipping out there to Traces. a damn cheap ship costs you $1 billion.
Engage.
I was
Charging FTL.
I always forget the name of it. It would have been a lot cheaper, but it only had 1 SRV. And I thought, now
I'm assuming
need 2
Chance is a
SRVs.
dog.
Yeah, chances are. Wait.
Sparks says that every time you talk, Chance gets up and starts looking around for you.
Yeah, that dog and I have. Huh?
What his dog's name?
Chance.
His dog's name is Chance.
Oh,
it's a boxer. I think it's a boxer.
I thought you said Chaz, and I was going to say that's
Chaz.
My dog's name.
No, Chance.
My dog's is Chaz. My dog.
We have a love-hate relationship because, after I'm not one for dogs in the house, but anyways, and I don't know, he was rambunctious, right? The damn dog.
From Homeward Bound.
But the damn dog would jump up and knock me down, put his paws on my shoulders and just tip me right over backwards, He's just so heavy. He's like 100 and some odd pounds.
Wow.
And he didn't know how to bark. He just yapped like a little chihuahua.
What?
And where he was, my son lived in a trailer just away from us, and he'd let the dog out. The dog would sit there and yap like a chihuahua, and I'd sit there and teach him. And he finally taught him how to lower his voice where he sounded like a damn dog instead of a chihuahua. And my son had come out there and said, I'm trying to talk in here. Would you stop communicating with Chance? You're making too much noise.
Yeah, that could have been a good thing, barking like a chihuahua, though. Can you imagine the shock on the burglar's face when they think it's only a chihuahua, I'll just give it a kick. Like break in and then
come in here, this big ass boxer.
That reminds me of an old story.
About the Doberman? Yeah. Go ahead and take it. It's over there.
It was a burglar found out some people were going away for a weekend, so he broke into their house. And he's fiddling around, taking apart the TV and stuff, and he hears behind him, Jesus is watching you. He looks around. He's like, someone in here could possibly say that. Disengage. And so he went back to what he was doing, and pretty soon he hears behind him, Jesus is watching you.
It's probably a parrot or something.
So, this went on for a little bit. He finally saw the cage in the corner with the macaw in it.
Okay.
Is that you saying that? And the macaw says, Jesus is watching you.
Oh my God.
And so he says, what's your name? Moses. It's like, your name's Moses? Moses. What kind of people would name their parrot Moses?
Yeah.
And so the macaw says, same type of people that names their Rottweiler. Jesus.
God.
Deploy landing gear.
Wow, I love that bird.
Deploy landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
I thought you were going to tell the one that Richard Pryor did about the the Doberman, and he allowed the burglar in, and he was going, yeah, and he was pointing at the different things, you know, the high price stuff, yeah. And so the burglar was filling up everything, and then all of a sudden the burglar started for the door, and the dog bristled and was growling and showing his teeth, and he said, I thought we were friends. He said, I just showed you where the stuff was. I didn't tell you I was going to let you leave.
Oh, it was one that happened to a friend of mine. She had one of those miniature pigs. Those little pet
Venezuelan
pigs.
pot-belly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, potbelly.
Venezuelan pot-belly pig, in it, yeah.
Well, yeah, she went away for
Or
the
miniature.
weekend. Yeah. She went away for the weekend, left the pig with plenty of food and stuff. And comes back and she goes in and notices the sliding door to her deck was not in one piece. She's like, "Oh no, he probably got out." And then she heard from over towards the laundry room, "Help me! Help me!"
What the hell?
She goes over there. Her pig had basically trapped the burglar on top of the laundry machine.
It's just a pig.
You ever been bit by a pig?
I'll tell you what, pigs will eat you. If you fall asleep in a pig's pen, they can eat you.
The Dye Maltese?
What?
Sparky says, tell us about the Dye Maltese.
Dye Maltese. Oh! Well, I had a Maltese pup. A little Maltese dog. It's the one that they always picture on the bed. It has the long hair, and they brush it, and it just kind of, and it was getting close to Easter time. And they did an ad on TV about the chicks. You could buy the chicks with the different pastel colors.
Yep.
And I used to do artwork, arts and crafts shit when I did have some downtime. And my son got into the pastel paints and painted a damn dog. I came home from work and the dog is pastel pink, pastel blue, green. I mean, this had splotches all over it. This shit wouldn't come out. It had to wait till it grew out so you could cut it off.
Oh, man.
I almost forgot about that. Poor dog.
Trace, it's 10.
Yep. Shipyard. Stored ships.
Where are you at?
Jameson.
Okay.
Federal corvette. Use this ship. There's my big boy. Let's see how this thing is configured.
Either for cargo or mining, because that was the last thing we did.
Yep.
Hard points, multi-cannon, subsurface, mining lasers, abrasion blaster.
Yep.
Let's see, optional internals. Cargo racks, FSD booster, shields, fuel scoop, collector limpets, refinery, prospector limpet. Yep, I'm all set.
Make sure you got a pulse analyzer.
Yeah.
Utility mounts, point defense, shield, heat sink. Oh, there's no pulse analyzer.
Ejecting heatsink.
Because a lot of these orange rocks have subsurface tritium in it.
I like a bit of subsurface tritium.
So let's,
Like I thought you were gonna say you like a little bit of variety in life.
Well, that too.
Okay, browse shop. Pulse wave analyzer.
Oh, dear.
Why are you browsing shop? Don't you own one?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That
Do
you just
now.
buy when you need it and sell it.
Yeah, you can't do anything with it. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go over to firing groups. Figure out where I want to put this thing.
Fire at will.
Poor Will. All right, well, I'll figure that out tomorrow. I need to get to bed.
Okay.
All right, so
What is it you're doing a mining corvette, are you then?
Yeah.
Was that what? Yeah. Oh.
It's a big ship
Yeah.
with, let's see, what do I got here? 4A multi-cannon, 4A multi-cannon for defense.
Nice.
Actually, Chris, his Corvette is the one that you want to, like, if you crash and you have to come back in the game, you want to be close to him because he could take out anything that's going to try to take you out.
2 4A multi-cannons, I can take just about any pirate.
And if that don't work, he rams them.
Yeah.
All right, so
Them corvettes, they give. Oh, sorry. They give you a lot of confidence, though, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, with my Corvette laid out the way it is, most pirates are just speed bumps.
Yeah.
It's
I felt invincible.
well, against pirates, against fully kitted combat ships. Well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
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 But I can kit it. I can kit it out to a completely different layout, which is for combat zones and stuff like that. But not with the engineering I'm capable of doing at the moment. But it is past my bedtime at this point, so I'd like to thank everyone who came along for the ride this evening. It was great having you all, and for those of you who joined us Sparky, you're the only one who joined us besides Chris, who's in here with us. So thank you for coming along, Sparky. It was great having you. And Chris, Lynn, and Philip, thank you very much for joining me in the voice chat.
Always.
Always better to have people to talk to. And we'll pick this up tomorrow night. Mining Tritium for Lynn's Carrier.
Yay!
So that's all for now. This is Trice Majestus flying as Commander McDuff Darkwing. Signing out.
Bye-bye.